Welcome to another video on strategy. And in this video, we will look at the strategy analysis assignment. And I'm going to be reading this because I want you to follow the instructions that are in the syllabus. So as I'm reading it, I'm also going to be following it. So the purpose of this assignment is for you to help understand various strategies used by large companies. So that's why you're using S&P 5, top 500 companies. And also the other reason is top 500 companies, there is tons of financial information and other kind of information available. Plus, it's also easier for you to compare the company with its competitors because you're to be comparing the company with similar companies. So let's say if the company you picked is Walmart. By the way, by now all of you should have picked companies, but if you have not, contact me and give me at least 2, 3 names. So this way I can tell you which company is available and which one you could do. All right. So if you're not already done that, go ahead and do it. So let's say you picked Walmart, then guess what? Target, Amazon, these are the competitors, and you should be able to find information on those companies. And the analysis, it's basically, that's the reason it's called analysis, because you're not supposed to just give out facts. This is when the company started, this is what the company strategy, that's all well and good, but you need to be able to analyze it, meaning you need to be able to look at the data and what is the significance of that, find out the meaning behind those numbers. Okay, so first thing you do is, by the way, you need to make sure that you keep your presentation within this time. And that's why it's important for you to practice with your teammates. Typically what happens in a team assignment is, let's say there are 4 or 5 students per team. There are some that even have 3. But usually in larger teams, what happens is if the time is not divided up properly, so 1 or 2 people actually speak a lot, meaning they talk for like 4 or 5 minutes, and there isn't much time left for the other people. So do not do that. Practice, practice, practice. So if there are 5 people in the team, make sure each person talks for 2 minutes and a little bit over 2 minutes, because it's 10 to 12 minutes, but no more than like 2.5 minutes. Okay. So depending upon how many people are in your team, make sure you divide up the time and make sure each and every person talks for the allotted time. All right, so that's what you're gonna say, outline. Whoever discusses this, they'll say, oh, we have, in our team, we have John, Lisa, Mary, and Frank, and John is going to talk about this, and Frank is going to talk about this, and blah, blah, blah. So that's what the outline is. And the introduction is, you will introduce your company. So let's say if it is Walmart. So how did it get started? When did it get started? And how does it make money? So it's a brief history of the company. So you kind of include a chart that has like started in such and such year. This is originally it was called this, and then they moved on or they did something else. So you're talking about the history. Then the product lines, how does the company make money? Different product lines and pie chart. So this is actually a very, as I mentioned in the other video also, nowadays people actually have very little attention span. So anything you write or anything you present, you should have good bullets as well as good charts. So pie chart, you need to include at least 2 pie charts. One chart would be about the product. So, product A, they make this much money, product B, C, so on and so forth. And the other product is, where are they making the money from? So this could be US, this could be EU, this could be Asia Pacific, and so on and so forth. Okay. So these will immediately give an understanding of what the company does. Then the next one is SWOT analysis. You already know, you're talking about, and include 3 to 5 strengths and weaknesses. You don't have to include a laundry list, just no more than 3 to 5. strengths and weaknesses for the company. Then the next is strategy analysis. Discuss the various strategies used by the company and also compare it across various markets. Because there are companies that employ one strategy in one country and in a different country they employ a different strategy. I'll give you an example. Most of the car companies, if you look at car companies, they have, let's pick Toyota. So they have Toyota Corolla, which is the low end model, and at the high end is Toyota Avalon. And Lexus is the luxury division of Toyota. So they have the luxury cars, and the mid-level is kind of like the Camry, and then you have the Corolla. Okay. So, and if you go to markets like India or in Africa or in China, even Camry is considered like a luxury car because it's because of like the way the market is over there. So how do they present their products? So they may have even products or that are specific to the market. So like different markets have different, like if you talk in terms of cars, so the cars are on different sides of the roads if you compare India and the US. Okay? So that has to be factored in, plus income level of the people have to be factored in. So car companies have much lower end models when they go to poorer countries. So that's what you'll be discussing, what kind of strategies do they use. And also you could talk about how do they compete, meaning in terms of do they compete based on quality, price, so on and so forth. And the next is the competitor analysis part. And for this, let's go over here. So make sure you go to finance.yahoo.com, all right? Or a similar website. There are lots of, I like finance.yahoo.com because it actually gives a pretty good picture. So what you will be doing is you'll be looking at the company. So stock chart of the company, it's two competitors and S&P 500. Okay. So let's go over here and so if you were to compare Walmart, and if whenever you put Amazon, it kind of messes up the graph, but that's all right because Amazon has gone up so much. So Walmart, S&P 500, and two companies. I could have easily included Costco over here. Let's see what happens if we include Costco over here. And again, by the way, you don't have to know the symbols. As you start typing in, it will already give you the symbol for that. So I'm just going to take out Amazon from this, just so that we have some kind of comparison over here. And as you can see, if you see Walmart, okay, Walmart is this one right here. And the blue is, by the way, do not include like 1 day chart or 5 day chart. Include at least 5-year chart, okay? At least a 5-year chart, because that kind of gives you a better understanding of what happened throughout a bigger time frame. So as you can see, S&P 500 is this light blue over here, the bottom one, this one. And Target is the pink one. And your Walmart is right here. So looking at this, you can easily tell that Walmart, even though it didn't perform as good as Costco, but at least it performed better than the S&P 500, and it performed better than Target. Okay? We're comparing the 5-year time period. But Costco definitely beat both Walmart as well as Target. So, and again, you could look at this, and if there are any significant ups and downs, you could talk about what might have caused it. Because sometimes a company is either caught in a scandal, or the CEO resigns, or they take over a company or something, and the stock fluctuates quite a bit. So you may want to look at any anomalies in that situation and see, look at this right over here. When the market is going down, meaning the S&P started going down, started coming back up, but Walmart performed better than market. So this is the COVID situation, and went down, but Walmart didn't go down that much. Okay, and same thing happened with Costco. See, that's typical of a company with a better strategy. Like Target started going down quite a bit. So you may want to dig deeper, find out what exactly happened. So that's, and also that's, so that is one thing, that's the chart you're looking at, and the statistics will actually give you um, for your company as to, okay, what's the profit margin? What's the operating margin? And so look at any numbers that are interesting to you, and also use those numbers to compare the company, so in this case Walmart, with two other competitors. So make sure you pick 3 or 5 different things that you're comparing it on. Anything that you find interesting, or anything that aligns with the strategy, or anything that is an anomaly. Okay, so find something from this. So that's for the competitor analysis part over here. And then pick 6 concepts, so no more than 1 concept from each chapter, and how it applies to your company. An example of that would be, let's say, the strategy the Walmart uses is a low-cost strategy. That's from your chapter. And again, when you're talking about concepts, you don't have to talk about, like, go in depth of the concept. You actually have to talk about how it applies to your company. So you could say Walmart uses low-cost strategy, which is a strategy where companies tries to charge low price for their products, and they are more likely to not provide as better customer service as a company that is charging more price, charging more for the items. So that's the low-cost strategy. That's what Walmart is following. So simple. So pick 6 concepts, talk about those, and final recommendations and conclusions based on your analysis. So this is the conclusion part and the introduction are pretty good to make sure that you are recapping what you've said and highlighting the important parts. Okay. And the points expected. The reason I include this is so that you could look at you know what the syllabus is saying, and did you actually do it? And based on that, you can ask, or you can say, oh, I did everything and should get 100% points. Or you could say, we had some challenges, and we probably think that we did only 90% of what you asked, and that's why we expect only 90% points, right? So be honest, do a good, honest evaluation. And again, as you're doing the evaluation, you might realize that you're missing something. So why not go back and fix it? And then say, oh, I need 100, I should get 100% because we did everything, right? So quick recap. So if you've not already picked a company, make sure you pick it. Then you're talking about, make sure, this is an important point, that you divide it up equally among your teammates. So make sure each and every teammate is talking approximately for equal amount of time. And then you are going to talk about, as I mentioned, pie charts important over here, SWOT analysis, strategy analysis, then competitor analysis. As I showed you, it's based on the stock charts, as well as other important things that you see from the statistics that you see. Finance.yahoo.com is a good website, but there are others as well. Okay, and then you're talking about the concepts, then final recommendations and conclusion. All right, so that's it for strategy analysis. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in future videos. All right.